static members. Now we need to discuss about the non-static members also, right? So now I wanted to call this particular non-static method. The filling field is a non-static method. Why it is non-static? How we will identify this is not a non-static method or static method?
There is
How?
no prefix.
Yes,
Keyword is
there
not
is
there.
There's another key.
keyword is
The
not
key.
there. By seeing this one itself, we can understand, boss, don't tell me too much. I understand this. It is key. No, the keyword is not there. Then it is non-static. Now I wanted to access this particular non-static variables. So how I should access this? And now how you should do it is, the first thing is we need to create an object for this non-static variables, and then you need to play around this one. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by a non-static? For an example, now you went and then you wanted to get a SIM card. Okay. For that one, he will ask, boss, can you please give me your Aadhaar card or PAN card? Will you give your original and then you take the SIM card? Probably not. Why we need to give the original? We will give a Xerox copy to him, and then we'll say, boss, do whatever you wanted. So give me my SIM card. So this is what we will be giving, a Xerox copy for him, and then that's how he will take that, and then he will sell that data to someone else. That's a different story altogether. Okay. Now coming back to here. Now once we given that one, he will make a copy, and then he will provide that proof for the particular SIM card for here the reference. Now the same way, when we create an object, the object would be created in heap memory. Guys, this is very, very important. The object would be where the objects would be created. The objects will be created in the heap memory, and where the non-static variables would be stored. Non-static variables will be stored in the static memory. Sorry, not static, stack memory. Stack memory, it will go and store. And where the objects will be stored in the heap memory, where the static variables or the static members will be stored. Where the static variables will be stored?
On
Permanent
Gen.
memory.
Perm memory. So guys, you should be keep very means thorough on this one. So permanent generator memory. So this where this particular will all the class loader also we can say it. Okay, for the static variables. I'll come to that one later. Now coming back here, this guy created an object. You know, in memory, how it will be happen is, so this is the heap memory, right? In the heap memory, so he means there would be, now you created an object, right? So obj. So now for this one, they created a memory allocation as 101. Now here, after I creating this 101, now I'm calling this, right? So obj dot, I can call the non-static variable and non-static method. Now if I wanted to have another object, now obj 2. So here I'll have another memory in the heap. So this is my heap memory. Okay, in the heap memory, I'll have the address of 102. And if I wanted to create another object, so object 3. So here it is allocated with 103. So every object will be allocated in the heap memory with the respective address, and with respective address, these values will be stored. Now for an example, here the string color equal to black. Now what I'll try to do, string color equal to black. Now here the string color, I can change from black to blue. And here the string color, I can change from red. And I will create another object, obj4. And in this obj4, the address of this one is 104. And here the string color equal to white. You see it? So now, will it impact the original variable? Means whatever the original variable which we have been defined here, will it impact for this?
No.
So that is a basic difference between a static variables and the non-static variables. Now, if you see here in any other class, if you are impacting that, means if you change that particular static variable, immediately in all other classes, this will be changed, impacted. But whereas in the non-static variable or non-static variables, you just take the Xerox copy of that one and you do modifications on the Xerox copies. Means how many times you wanted to make the Xerox copies, that is what the object creations. You create 10,000 copies, and each copy I'll change. Means for an example, my I have my PAN card AP03II363D. Anyways, this is wrong. So now this ID I wanted to change. So sometimes I wanted to do AP04, and sometimes I'll change 22234 and 56. Like this I can change, but my original copy ID would be remain same. whatever the copies I wanted to take it, that copies you can take it, and then you can make the raw means you can modify that one, but it will not impact my original copy. So that is where you will be defining it as that one as a static variables. So why we should understand this one is, when you defining a variable or when you're defining a method, you should know which means either I need to define it as a static variable or a static member or non-static variable or non-static member. How you need to take the decision is, so if it is something it need to be common across all the things, then you need to use the static. And you wanted to have the dynamic values, it need to be changed, then you will go for the non-static variables. The right example for this one is, for an example, I do have a school called Sri Chaitanya. Any school you can take, that's the random name I was taking. In this school I do have 1,000 students we have. So every student one school name is Sri Chaitanya, and the student name equal to different. Means for example, the first name is Chris, and student 2 name, school name equal to Sri Chaitanya, and student name equal to Shweta. So the student 3 equal to the school name equal to Sri Chaitanya, and the student name equal to Saidip. And student the 4 school name equal to Sri Chaitanya, student name equal to Yash. So now if you see here, so if you see which is common here in all the
School name.
students, which is common?
School name.
School.
School
School name
name.
is called.
So now the school name we need to define it as
Static.
static variables. The student name we need to define it as
Dynamic.
Non-static.
Non-static.
guys, you need to be cautious on your terminology. It should be non-static variables. Okay, so this is how you need to understand how the means the static will be working and how non-static will be working. Now when it comes to here, now we understand how to define the static and non-static and which memory it was allocating, or which memory it was working on. Now come back here. Now I wanted to access this non-static variable or the color, right? So if you see here, all the non means as soon as I get the obj, this is a non-static variable str string color, it came, and the method filling field will be getting it. So now first thing I'll take this one color. So then first what I'll need to do is syso. So I'll just keep it here and say that my car color. Okay, so here I'll add this double quotes and I'll remove here, and I'll try to have the concatenated operator, and then I'll just cut this and then paste it over here. That's it. So now, and I need to call my method also, right? Non-static method. So obj dot, I wanted to call the full field. So here I'll be getting it. Now I'll try to execute this. See, my car color is black. Okay, so for your reference, syso space, and here I'll give this marking division. So now after this we have, if you see here, this is static, we are calling it, this is non-static, we are calling it. Okay, now if you see here, my car color equal to black, and the filling fuel. So from here, and after this marking is came, and then here we have this from the static variables. Now this is how the object we created. Now what I'll try to do, I'll see now here how I define this particular object means, the first one, car, this is what my class. Okay, and this is my object reference, and this is a new keyword, and this is a constructor of a class. Don't worry, what do you mean by constructor and how it works, I'll talk to you about later. Now these two lines, what we can do is we can write it in this way also. This is called initialization of the object, so which we have done in this one. And then once after initialization, we need to create that particular object. Okay, so that is what we have been done. So either you can do it in the two lines or we can do it in the one line. For the more explanation, so do refer the video which we have been done. Okay, now what I'll try to do, I'll try to create another object. So now obj, so the means as this is a duplicated, it was throwing me error. Now I do have obj1. Now let's try with the same thing with another object which we have been created now, obj1 and obj1. See now it was, I mean, we will be having the same and try to execute it and see, two times it's printed because this is for the first object and this is for the second object. Now three times. Now the same thing. So the memory would be allocated. Now whenever you are accessing with your object, then that particular thing is called as instance variables or instance methods. Instant, because this is called an instance. Okay, when we have this particular instance, so when you are trying to access that particular variables or methods with that particular instances, then that is called instance methods or instance variables. Now it printed for the three time. Now this is an instant variable and this is an instance method. Where this instant variable and the instance method will be created in which memory?
Heap memory.
Memory.
That's it, guys. What's there? See, now if I created an object in the heap memory, where that instant variable will be stored? So now you remember, right? I mean, we drawn one particular diagram. So now here in this diagram, so we created obj1, obj2, obj3, obj4. Now object 1, 2, 3, 4. Now here first I created with the string color and string color, string color. So now the method filling field. So now this is 101, 102, and 103, 104. So now first we are accessing this. We are execute means we are trying to access this, and all the variables which here, these all things will be coming from the heap memory. Keep it in mind where the non-static variables will be stored.
Stack memory.
Stack memory. But when we created and accessing that particular non-static variables, where it will be stored?
Heap memory.
In the heap memory. That is what means we shouldn't get confused. See, objects will be created in the heap memory and all the instance variables also will be in the heap memory. And when we do have non-static variables, all non-static variables will be in the stack memory, and all static variables or the static members will be in the permanent generator memory or the class loader memory. So that is what we need to understand. Now here you have been seen it, right? Now what I'll try means I told you, right? So we wanted to perform some more exercise also. So what we will try to do now, I'll try to do what I'll try to do, I'll take this particular object color. Okay, here I'll just try to define this. Okay, equal to, so what is my color? Black, right? I'll try to change this one equal to red. Okay, so now I change the color, and then what it will print, will it print me the black for the obj2? Okay, I'll say that this is for object 2. Now will it print me black or will it print me red?
Red. Red.
Let's see. Wow, if you see here, my car color for obj2 is red. So how it changed? Because this is the advantage of non-static variables. Now when we have in the non-static variables, so the color of this one, we can change that, and then it can be changed into the red color, and then it can be printed for us. So that's the beauty of non-static variables. Now if you wanted to access the non-static variables, you need to create an object, and that with the help of that object you can access this one. And if you wanted to change the variables, you can do change on this particular variables. Now okay, so quickly, what's the homework for tomorrow, guys? Once again I'm saying that go back, refer the two videos. So tomorrow you shouldn't come back and say that I didn't see those videos. And today we understand what is meant by static, what do you meant by non-static variables, and how we need to access the static and non-static, and how the memory allocation would be happen, and how I should access in the same class and in a different class, and how I need to assign the particular values for the non-static variables if you wanted to change in the execution. What exactly meant by a static and non-static we have been discussed. Now tomorrow what I wanted is freshly create a class, define some static variables, non-static variables, static methods and non-static methods, access them in the main method. This is the step number 1. And create another class, and in another class try to access all these static non-static variables from one class to another class, and then execute it. Okay, so this is what the homework. If you understand what do you meant by a static variable, non-static variables, then we will go for the further steps. So this is what we wanted to do it for tomorrow. So understood? Any other questions around this?
सब गुस्सा लेके डाल के खाओ, खाना इससे पूरा खा।
Are we clear with this static, non-static? Any questions on this? Any other questions, guys?